So on the channel, it may not look like I've gotten a lot done for Rags to Riches, but let me reassure you that these videos are merely a glimpse into the past where I have sort of done a retrospective vlog style video. The first video is already up and it's all about that tutorial phase, the beginning, setting up, and this video is all about reaching 3 stars and getting to enjoy island life with all of the perks that come with having those glorious 3 stars. And if this is your first time watching, hi, I'm Atlas. And I am a fashionista in Nintendo's challenge Rags to Riches. In order to get 3 stars on your island, you need to have at least 8 villagers move to it. So last time I had a plot that was open and it autofilled. So that autofilled with Pansetti, I think is how you say it. And wow, she is just so talented. Unfortunately, Carmen asked to leave, which brought many tears. Then I did my own villager hunting because I needed to get that number up, which led me to meet Gladys, and she is so cute. I think she's my new favorite, and I hope she never leaves. We also got Barbara, but for our purposes, I'm just going to call her Barbara. And then Vladimir was at the campsite, unfortunately, and so I had to invite him because I'm not a forager. However, one of the things I do like about having a campsite villager is if you win one of their games, they usually give you a clothing item. And while I realize that any sort of fashion is relatively inexpensive and does not sell for much, it's still nice to get something free to turn around for a profit. Also, without getting into it, I had to use Photopia, and so each episode I'll do a little rundown of who all is on my island. So for this vlog, I've got Graham, Vladimir, Gladys, Carrie, Agnes, Bam, Rex, Pansetti, and Barbara. And it's all ruined now because not long after, Rex asked to leave the island as well. So we'll see how that changes next time I post a video. So in addition to getting most of the tutorial done and then having all those villagers move in to the island, the other things I'm doing constantly just in the background are placing random furniture objects, placing down fencing, planting flowers, and doing as much cleanup as possible when it comes to like weeds and sticks. And usually that allows me to just go see Isabel and kind of automatically have 3 stars. And yet every time it happens, I'm always like, oh my gosh. And I think the best part is for this turnaround, I didn't have to place any extra bridges or inclines, which I'm glad for because I have no like super design plans yet for this island, and I didn't want to place something that I would want to move because that means wasting money, and that's just not the Rags to Riches way. So then, of course, KK Slider came and performed on the island, and I got to once again listen to the ever nostalgic Welcome Horizons song. And overall, it was just a good feeling because getting to 3 stars makes it a lot easier to get to 5 stars, which is one of the objectives of this challenge. Some other perks that I was pretty excited about was getting to finally terraform. So I kind of put in a bunch of random land bridges, so again, I didn't have to spend money on bridges. And even though I could before, I really like placing down custom designs with the path tool, so now I was able to do that. And of course, I went on a cabin tour, and I went and grabbed Brewster and brought him back to the island so he could open up a beautiful cafe. And probably the most important thing to me was now I could upgrade Har's Island. But it was funny, I hadn't even done the Photopia little intro, and so when I went to go see Harv's Island after I reached 3 stars and had KK perform, I was like very confused because it wasn't set up that way. So that's when I grabbed all my villagers and I took a fun little photo at Photopia, and then when I went back I was able to go in, and the first thing that I bought was Red's little stop, and so now I can just buy art whenever, which is really nice because I definitely need to start filling out my museum. Another super important thing that I did is I bought turnips, and I was actually able to turn them around for a profit. One thing that was sort of funny is I was really focused on just breaking even, but one of the days my turnip prices were just through the roof, the highest I'd ever seen when I've played, and I think I was able to sell like 20 turnips, like literally 2 bundles, but I think it was still worth it, and it was nice that I had saved just a little bit for that. I felt very inspired when Flick finally visited my island to start a bug wall, which is all my expensive butterflies and insects, which I am hoping to sell to him once he's back. In addition to Flick, I also got to meet CJ, Gullivar, and Pascal. I'm just slowly collecting NPCs over time. Another highlight of this time in the challenge for me were the markets. I had the pleasure of visiting several markets, and something I really enjoy is signing people's boards and watering their flowers. It just feels very reminiscent of 2020. I also had a few people come to my market, and I'm just so grateful for all the people who signed my board and who were just very friendly and very kind. Definitely people who are so ahead of me in this challenge, but I just really like being able to interact and not only go to markets but host my own, even if mine is small and insignificant in comparison. I think it would be really fun to have like a big market during this challenge, but we shall see. One objective that I started on thanks to markets was getting the Gold Series furniture pieces going. I went to a forager's island and they crafted 2 of those for me, so very grateful for that. And I also finally, going back to the custom pathing, I finally started decorating. I did some code shopping for the first time in a while, and I'm very pleased with the things I found, and I'm getting kind of a direction. And I kind of want to do a video solely on planning the design process and keeping in mind things that will help with Rags to Riches, along with creating still a aesthetically pleasing island. But aside from those things, that is all I have for you. We have 3 stars, and I am slowly working through objectives, and I hope to be a little bit more serious about them in my upcoming videos, as I am trying to feel some sort of semblance of being on track with other players, but also just being able to say that I am on my way to finishing Animal Crossing Rags to Riches. So thank you for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next retroactive vlog let's play I don't know Rags to Riches challenge video. Bye!